And we are here again once more. The three men that matters when it comes to talking sport and talking football. Myself, Handy, and Eval, aka Mr. Fair Play. And you're welcome to another episode of the Soft Sport Podcast. And today we'll be talking about a few things, especially the Super Eagles squad. The 23-man list has been released. And trust me, that list, there's a lot to talk about in that list. And we'll talk about some of the Champions League games that will be played on Wednesday nights. Just a few predictions and reactions or preview. Yeah. Now, let me let you know, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please, you're missing out. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like, you share, and you comment. Be a part of this family. Follow us on all our platforms, okay? We are live on every social media platform you can think of. And if we are not on any, let us know, and then we're going to join that, okay? Except you want us to join to go. If you know what that means. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sasa P, and let's get right into it. Bro, last week we talked about the Super Eagles invitational list. That's what it was called, right?
Yeah.
And now we have the main list. This list is shocking to me. There are a few players that are missing. It might be a shocker to just myself, but I don't know about you guys. Now, Handy.
Yeah.
First, well, Handy, man, you are looking so scary the way you dress. Like, I don't want to mention their names, but you know, with the beret and the
I
yellow,
don't know what
bro.
you're talking about.
This is
I
we are
plead the fifth.
we are here for just sports, okay?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, before you plead the fifth, bro. This list now, I'm gonna just go through the list. I'm talking about the Super Eagles list now. Super Eagles, the national team, the Nigerian national team. This is the
Yeah.
list here. I'll just go through it. The goalkeepers, we've got Stanley Nwambali, the chief. We also have
Yeah.
Amas Obasoge, the former Bende Insurance goalkeeper who currently plies his trade in the Ethiopian League. And then we
Yeah.
have the Nigerian
Coyote
League
Bank.
goalkeeper Kayode Bankole. And
Yeah.
for the defenders, we've got William Trus Ekong, we've got Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno Yemachi, Calvin Bassi, Ola Aino, Igo Ogbu. And in the midfield, we've got Wilfred Ndidi, Rafael Onyedika, Al Hassan Yusuf Abdullahi, Alex
Yeah.
Iwobi, Joseph Ayodele Aribo, Papa Daniel Mustafa, what a name.
Yeah.
And in the forward line, we've got Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Demola Lukman, Victor Boniface, Moses Daddy Simon, and we've got Sadiq Umar, Nathan Tella, and Tolu Arokodare. Okay, 23-man list for the games between Nigeria and Rwanda and Nigeria versus Zimbabwe. Guys, what do you make of this list?
For me, I would say, I'm not really surprised about the list, but what I was hoping was I was actually hoping that we could see some new names, that we've been seeing recently, most of the new exciting players. But personally, I'm looking forward to seeing Tolu Arokodare. I don't know if he's gonna get enough minutes. I don't even know if he's gonna get any minutes because, like we've always said, that our attacking department, we don't lack, quality players when it comes to that department. But also, I would like to see Boniface too. Just being away from the club, being, just probably a breath of fresh air with his mates in Nigeria, and hopefully, I cannot complain about the list of the players that Shell has dropped, because I would say we always, like I rightfully said the last time, that we have to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? So if he has brought out a preliminary list before actually cutting it down, it shows you that there are some players that they might not have made the final list, but it still shows that he's thinking about them. He's still, he has them in his mind and consideration. So, I look forward to seeing, how excited the players are going to be. And another thing is, are we going to is he going to stick to the three-man defense, or are we going to switch back to a back four? Because when you look at the amount of defenders we have, you'd see that we're, short in that department if we have to play with a back three. But who knows, that's something I'll be looking forward to.
All right, Mr. Fairplay, how far? How do you see this one?
Yeah, just like Andy said, it's a new management. We have to give him the benefit of doubt. He knows what he wants. He knows the system he wants to play. He knows the players that will suit the system that he wants to play. However, I went through the list. I saw some surprises. There are some players who made it. I was a bit surprised. I'm not angry they made it, just a bit surprised ahead of some other players. And there are some players who were left out that I was a bit surprised too. The likes of Maduka Okoye was out of the
Same.
team. I was a bit surprised, you know. I know he just came back from injury, but he's back fit playing. He played yesterday against Lazio, put up a very fantastic performance in a 1-1 draw. So I was a bit surprised that he was out. Frank Onyeka has been a mainstay in the Super Eagles midfield. He has been playing regularly in his Bundesliga club, Augsburg. So I was kind of surprised he didn't make it. Cyril Dessers as well
Oh
has been
my, that's
fantastic
true.
this season. Goals and assists. I thought he had done enough to make the list. He didn't. And then the new midfielder who has been very impressive in La Liga, Crisanto Suche, we talked about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all expected him to make the list. He didn't make the list. And then Ejuke as well, he even scored a few days ago against Real Sociedad, the only goal. Fantastic player, probably one of the most skillful players we have in the team. Unfortunately, he didn't make the lead. So it's a bit surprising for me. But I'm looking forward to watching Tolu. Like Andy said, he's a fantastic center forward, has been scoring goals. Let's see what Tolu brings to the team. Igor Ogbu as well, another defender who has been called up. Let's see what he can bring to the team. So generally, a good team, not so many surprises, just a few here and there. But let's see what these guys can bring to the table.
I was gonna check something now, because I'm trying to look at that defensive lineup. Igor Ubu plays as a center back. Plays in Slavia Prague. Now, I'm trying to see because we've got William Troost Ekong center back, Osai Samuel who is a right back, Bruno who is a left back, Calvin Bassi a center back, Olaino right back. So we've got 3 center backs here: Troost Ekong, Bassi, and Ogbu. That's what we've got.
Ogbu.
And we've got 2 right backs, Olaino and Osai Samuel, and we've got 1 left back. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, although Calvin Bassi can also play as a left back, and Olaino too can play as a left back. All right,
can play as a left back.
Okay, that makes sense now. But I want to ask this question now because you've mentioned some names that you thought deserve to be on this list, but it's not that easy. Everyone actually deserves a spot here. But if you were to take out one player and bring in one player to this squad, which player would you take out and which player would you bring in?
Whoa, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. But yeah, like you said, everyone who has made the list deserves to be here. I'm sure the manager looked at what they can bring to the team, so he knows more than me. But from a fan and an analyst perspective, I've seen so much of Uche Crisanto, so I just feel like he really deserves to make the list, maybe ahead of Papa Daniel or Joe Aribo, those 2 players, yeah. But credit to the ones who made the list. And then in the attack, it's very difficult to look beyond Cyril Dessers. The numbers are really, really impressive.
I forget that guy's Nigerian sometimes.
Especially with the form he's been in.
We do forget that sometimes because the way he plays and maybe his skin color as well, So I feel like Dessers probably would have been a bit of a better option to Sadiq. Sadiq is a fantastic player, but we have players like Victor Osimhen and Tolu who are tall, strong, who are just like Sadiq. So it would have been a good thing to have someone with a different profile, like a boxman like Cyril Dessers in the team. But credit to all the players that made it.
Yeah, to be honest, I agree with you there because if you look at the center forwards we've got Tolu. Tolu is about 6'5" or so.
Yeah.
Sadiq is about 6'4". Victor Boniface is about 6'2", 6'3". Osimhen 6'1". Like they are tall center forwards, and the only wingers we have right here, I would say Chukwueze, Lookman, Moses Simon, and then Teller. So, or maybe there's a possibility that Teller could play up front because Alonso has experimented with that already.
But yeah, like today, the lineup already before as we're shooting right now, Teller is going to be replacing the injured Florian Wirtz in the starting lineup. So he's going to be playing more like an like an attacking or a creative midfielder, like a 10, just right behind the striker. So maybe Nigeria, I think I'm hoping, that Eric Shell might stick to the 3-4-3 formation, and you might have, like, for instance, you might have either Boniface or Victor Osimhen up front and have Taylor and Lukman, supporting him, or, Moses Simon and Tell supporting him. But personally, if I was to switch, like
Players.
Ever Sam rightfully said, yeah, if I was to switch one player, no disrespect to Sadiq, honestly, it would have been Sadiq too for Cyril Dizas, because if you watch the last game that Rangers played against
Fenerbahce,
Fenerbahce,
yeah.
like he
Fenerbahce,
was
right?
he
Yeah.
was absolutely outstanding, and he scored a goal and probably had like two goals chopped off
He had an
by the
assist.
yeah, and had an assist and had, like, he should have scored like a hat trick, And imagine Fenerbahce that has been really outstanding at home this season, and Rangers just outplayed them, and it was all thanks to Cyril Deza. So I think he would have been like a different, character in that dressing room,
Yeah.
not just about style of play, but a different character that, that would have been in a positive way for the team. But like we said, let's
But
just give the coach.
you know something too. Let's not get carried away by recent form. It's one thing to be good with your club side, but coming to the Super Eagles is always different. We've seen that a lot. Ciro
Sure.
Deza has been part of the team for a long time, but he hasn't
Mm.
really given. He has given his best,
Let's,
but we haven't seen the best of him yet. And he has been in several situations where he has missed sitters. So maybe the coach is just trying to give him some time. Maybe the coach will actually tell him a few things he wants him to work on, because it's a different game stylistically. So I'm looking at someone like Sadiq Umar, who has played for the Super Eagles before. He's played with the junior team. He has been around them.
yeah.
So maybe there are some things they are looking at different from what we are seeing. But
Or
one player,
or
yeah.
or they're just being tribalistic too.
Oh,
Let's
don't
not
don't don't go
drag that
there.
out.
Don't
No,
go
I'm
there.
not going to say
The
it's
coach, the
it's
coach, the
something
coach is
that has
Malian. He's not
no,
Nigerian.
it's not about,
I
sorry.
didn't want to talk about that. I
It's
didn't
not
want to talk
about
about that, but
the coach. It's not about the coach. You should remember that the coach also has
yeah,
his he has
the
people
people
that
around
are
him,
there that are already
you
Nigerians,
understand?
and they would always
Yeah,
tell him that, hey, you
they
have to
just
create
want
a
him to
balance.
balance it.
Exactly. So we cannot rule that out because it's something that we
I agree.
know that the country normally does.
So
So
so you look
it's
at
like
so you
saying
look you look at you look at the options we've got now in the attack. Chukwueze is from the east. Osimhen is a
I'm
is an
Boniface,
Edo boy who
Edo
like a
boy,
Yoruba
yeah,
boy too.
Boniface, and
Ademola
yeah,
Lukman Yoruba, Victor Boniface Edo boy, also Yoruba boy I think. Then Daddy Simon from Benue State, Sadiq Umar. So
our only northerner,
are you
yeah,
saying they had to just put a
One
player there for
Nigeria.
the? Come on, guys. I
exactly.
don't think so. I think Sadiq is there because of his form. And actually, let's not get it twisted and get it wrong. Sadiq has been tremendous. He has found his form. Sadiq Umar is one player that I believe he just needs a run of games. If that guy can find his form and stay injury free, that guy is a weapon. So
Sure.
let's give him some credit. He's there based on merits. Come on, come on. Okay. Now I was gonna say my own surprise player that was out. I would have dropped Aribo, no disrespect, and then brought in Chrysanthus Uche. I know Aribo has been playing well this season, but if you look at it, in some games, there was a game I was watching. He was playing at centre back for Southampton.
Hmm.
Like it's quite confusing right now for him. This guy used to be an attacking midfielder, and I think
Yeah.
at one point in
Yeah.
Rangers they used him as a left back, and now they are playing him as a centre back. So it's quite confusing, and he hasn't really found
Uh,
his form. What he used to be like when he was in Rangers. So I would go for Chrysanthus Uche ahead of Aribo. That's just my opinion.
okay, yeah.
Oh,
Just before you round up, I'm looking at the team again, and I'm having this feeling that Eric Chell wants to continue the same system that he played when he was managing Mali. He was playing a 4-4-2,
Okay.
and the midfield most times was like a diamond midfield. And if that's what he's going to do, then I feel like the likes of Aribo might be a good fit for what he wants to do because he wants to play with four midfielders, no wide men, just four midfielders. The right back, the left back can do the job of the wide men. And then you're having four midfielders. So out of those four midfielders, you will need two playing more like an attacking midfielder. That might be Iwobi and Aribo. And then you have two other players breaking the play. So I'm just saying it could be what Eric Chell is looking at. That's why he decided for some of those players.
It's also interesting to see what Coach Eric Chell does with Alex Iwobi. We have seen that he gives his best when he's an attacking midfielder. But over the past few months or few years, we have seen him being deployed as a central midfielder. At some point, it's almost like a defensive midfielder. So it will be so interesting to see what he does with him. And with Frank Onyeka being out, I don't know. But of course, what's his name?
Indeed, he's there.
And Rafael Onyedika has been in great form this season.
So. Rafael Onyedika. So, yeah.
Man, it's quite crazy how
also it's funny how how Ndidi normally we know him to be a defensive midfielder, but
in Leicester,
in the recent times for Leicester, he has been really pushing forward. Like joining the attack, and pulling crosses. Yeah. So I'm interested in seeing like a different version of Ndidi. Just not the defensive quality, and just to see if we can get some attacking attributes out of him.
But you know something I'm looking to see. There's a beautiful player we've got in Nigeria who we haven't seen the best of, Samuel Chukwueze. I am just hoping this coach can actually bring the best out of him because he will be a beast if he can get a good run of games. But any manager who comes, most times it doesn't really work out. They try to give him the chance, but it hasn't been working out. But I just really want to see how far it goes with him.
I had high hopes for Chukwueze, especially when he was at Villarreal and whenever he gets to play Real Madrid. That's when he decides to become a beast. But I only see the beast against Real Madrid. I never see it when he's representing our country. I never see it, even
Can we play Real Madrid every week?
Hopefully.
Okay, guys, come on, buddy. Let's leave the Nigerian matter alone and let's go into club football. Bro, the Champions League, as we speak right now, man, Barcelona and what's it called? Barcelona.
Benfica. Still playing 3-1. It's right behind my screen, right here.
3-1, 70.
Yeah.
Oof. Man, let's Lamine Yamal, man. That guy, bro.
Excuse you.
Bro, that guy is I've never seen a 17-year-old that good before, man. That guy. But you know something? Let's look at.
Why are you saying that? I'm sorry. Waneri is an Arsenal player. So what are you saying?
Bro, now come on now. We can't compare morning to night now. Calm down first.
Wow.
Bro, Waneri is good, but relax.
No, there's no but. There's honestly no but. Lamine Yamal is overhyped. That's my point of view. Yes, he's an outstanding player, don't get me wrong. But the point is, he's an overhyped kid. Because whenever you want to bring stats, then you will now be like, he's 17. But this goal is probably the first goal that he has scored in like 3 months.
Bro.
So, no, that's the thing. And he has been playing since then, and you have the likes of Waneri too that has been stepping up whenever he's been needed to at Arsenal. So there's no way anyone can say you can't compare. Why? Why can't you compare?
You know what?
Is it because one has gotten to represent his country already?
At this point, it's like when I'm editing, I will just add 70 years old man. Bro, your hate for Barcelona.
I understand Andy's point.
No, your hatred for Barcelona is pure.
It's not about hate for Barcelona. It's not about
you compare Ethan Waneri to Lamine Yamal.
Are you serious that you cannot make that comparison?
Bro.
Wait, sorry, Eversam, I want you to invite.
That's like comparing a Lamborghini to Keke.
Wow. That's so disrespectful.
No, bro.
Let's not do this.
Ethan has the quality.
I understand.
That's so disrespectful to Waneri.
I understand what Andy is saying, and I know the angles as a piece is looking at. But
make me understand the angle Andy is coming from. Make me understand. No, make me understand
the angle is this. The angle is this. Yamal has a world-class talent in him. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, no doubt about that. He has what it takes to be the best winger in the next 10, 15 years, right? There's no problem. There's no doubt about that. But the thing is, sometimes when people talk about him. They take him to a whole new level that he has not
Exactly.
reached.
Like, look at
You
what you're saying,
understand?
calling him a
That's
Lamborghini
the
already.
problem.
Wow.
The talent is absolutely world-class talent. Nobody. I actually not even look at his stats. I mean, I watched Lamine Yamal and I'm like, God, this is someone special. But at the same time, he's not exactly where a lot of people have placed
Place
him.
him. That's the point I
So
was just
people
making.
are already looking at him like I am telling you that there
Comparing
are
him to the
people now
likes
that
of
will look
Vinicius
at
Junior,
Yawa and
and
tell
his
me that
numbers don't add up.
there's nothing about
No.
Salah and all that.
No one is
No,
talking
that's
about
what
him
I'm
winning the
saying.
Ballon d'Or. We're talking about him for his
Oh,
age.
but
It's
we
Like
have
not even
people
about
talking
winning the
about. We
Ballon
have
d'Or.
people saying
my
But
that.
question, yeah.
if you check Ballon d'Or's odds,
Yeah.
Yamin,
He's
what's
there.
it
Lamine
called?
Yamal.
Yeah.
He's the odds. He's about just 3 or 4 players. Only 3 or 4 players above him in the odds to win the Ballon d'Or. And I'm
Okay.
like,
My question
this is
now
a little
is
bit too far.
answer this question now. Right now in world football, yeah. If you are a coach, name 5 wingers, right wingers better than Lamine Yamal. Right wingers, just name them.
Right wingers that are
yeah.
better than that's like you trying to set me up. But
No,
of
name
course,
them.
Salah is.
Yeah, Salah number
I'll
1.
name Salah.
Saka
Salah is
is
ahead
up
of
there.
him. I'll
Saka
name
is better. Salah
Dembele.
is there.
Dembele at the
Then
moment,
you
what
took all the
Dembele is doing
Rafinha,
this
which is his
season
teammate,
That
that's moved over to the
is
other way.
incredible.
You pick Dembele
It's
over
incredible.
Yamin Lamal now.
At
What
the
are you
moment, what
saying?
Dembele is doing
Usman Dembele is the
is
best player in
crazy.
2025 so far. You see,
What
this is the thing
Dembele
I'm
is
saying.
doing is
A lot of people
crazy
said
this season.
Lamine Yamal was an upgrade to Dembele, but the stats are proving differently. PSG plays absolutely beautiful football, and Usman Dembele has been the key player, and he has scored the highest number of goals in 2025.
Okay. Who else? You've mentioned 3. You've mentioned Saka,
Long
Dembele, and
term,
Salah.
Yamal is definitely going to dust Dembele in the future. But at the moment, we can't overlook what Dembele is doing. It's crazy.
Okay. Who are the other 2
crazy.
players?
So,
you have mentioned 3.
I don't need to mention 5. I just want to mention
you are supposed to
those
mention.
there.
No,
Rodrigo, even not being a left-footed player, has better numbers and stats
who
than
is the fifth?
Rafinha.
Who is the 5th?
Rafinha, his own teammate that has moved over to the other way, is still better than him if he goes down to the other way.
The reason I'm not
it's
going to
true.
mention the likes of Rodrigo and Rafinha is because they don't play regularly as right wingers. I don't want to put them in that category.
Why I'm putting Rodrigo there?
Just put
a different role for their
just
team.
put Ethan Nwaneri there. Because according to Handy, Ethan is better
the
than.
thing is, I am not saying I'm not saying Ethan Nwaneri is better than Lamine Yamal.
Not saying,
but I'm saying he's right
level.
there. He's a 17-year-old that is putting in the numbers. And whenever you watch him play, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I watch Ethan Nwaneri play, I'm like, wow. And this is a player right now that most pundits are tipping Thomas Tuchel to make sure that they get him right into the senior team. So I don't see why you can say we cannot.
Now let me ask you this question now.
Even has numbers to back
let me ask you this question. Apart from Wayne Rooney, I don't think I've seen a better 17-year-old before. Have you seen any 17-year-old that has been this good apart from Wayne Rooney?
First off, I would say that, the fact that Barcelona was a broke club and did not have money to buy players was the reason why you
you take every opportunity to bash Barcelona.
It's not about bashing them, but it is what it is. They were a broke club in a couple of years ago, and Xavi had no option, but he had to dig deep into the youth team. So my point is, if Barcelona had actually spent money, there's no way Lamine Yamal would have broken into the team at 16.
Okay.
So the opportunity came in very early for him, and he has grown into the team, and he has been able to learn and adapt at a very young age. Okay. So I would say that, the number of matches that he has had under his belt at 17, if you ask, now I can put it again, I don't think there is probably another 17-year-old that's had the number of games that he's played at his age. So that's why when you want to bring up that comparison, you have to first of all say that he has played more than any 17-year-old that you've seen, professional matches.
So to answer,
and I'll also bring it up that Jude Bellingham was a better 17-year-old than him.
Okay, that's your answer, Jude Bellingham. How far are you, Mr. Fairplay?
I'm once again, you're trying to So listen, I mean, these debates, don't put it in a way that suggests that I am looking down on Yamal, like I don't rate him. That's not what I'm
You
saying.
they fear their
What my
backlash.
point, my summary, the summary of what I'm saying is that he is a world class talent, but
I don't think he's world class yet. He's just a
there's
world
this
class talent,
a bit
not
of
world
there's this
class yet.
desperation to push him out there for
That's
everybody
it. The
to think
narrative.
at the
Wait,
moment
Barcelona PR,
wait.
Barcelona
the
PR,
best,
and
he's
Jose
the
P is
best.
joining them.
Yeah, yeah,
Tranquilos,
that's what I'm
tranquilos. I'm
saying.
just asking the question. Answer the question.
I can tell
Have you
you for a
seen a
fact
better
that I can tell you for a
17-year-old?
fact that I can tell you for a fact that there are some backup players who are not really Fina is doing because they wish it was Yamal that was doing this. So they
Exactly.
could always come up and say Yamal for Ballon d'Or. That's what I'm saying.
I
That's
know.
the point I'm saying. So
I,
this
I
is this has
understand.
nothing to do with
I
his
understand,
potential or
but
how good
Ronaldo de Lima
but
he
too was
is
a
answer
and
better
how
answer the
good he
17
will
answer
year
the
old.
become.
question. Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
Ronaldo de Lima won the World Cup at 17. Let's not even forget that. Even though he
So
didn't play a
wait,
single
Andy, you
minute,
have
he was a
answered.
Or
better
should we even
17
talk
year old.
about Pele?
No, you
Okay,
answer
Pele.
Pele. Okay, so apart, you have to go back to Pele. See, don't get it twisted. I understand that.
If you don't want me to talk about Pele and the likes, then I could make mention of myself. At 17, I was crazy.
Abuja Van Persie. See this Abuja Robbie Van Persie. Okay, no wahala. Well, no problem. I think maybe we might bring up face off. You know how we did face off back then, where we compared players. Maybe we'll bring
Yeah.
that up. But anyhow, but man, calm down. Don't disrespect Yamal. He's doing well. I was going to ask a question, but I think we're running out of time now. The question I was going to ask was, we've seen Yamal, yeah, how he acts on social media. I don't know if you've noticed. He's very active. That guy is on TikTok, dancing with his dad, his mom, doing some of those Pogba, Lingard kind of thing on social media. But
I don't follow Yamal, so I
but
don't really know what he does on social media.
ah, oh
Yeah,
my
so I'm
goodness.
not really interested in what a 17-year-old
Okay,
is doing
okay,
on
here,
I
social
don't
here.
media.
follow him as
This
That's
is
well.
the
I
truth.
this
don't.
is where I'm going now. This is where I'm going. But
Yeah.
go check it. You know, what I'm saying is the truth. He's always active on social media, doing all of those things. Some people will look at it and say, at that age, you should focus on football. Now, my point here is, if he wasn't really putting in the numbers or performing, even though to you it's not world class yet, but you can't dismiss the fact that he's a good player. But
Yeah.
if he wasn't performing and he was doing all of those things, there will be some people who will tell you it's because he's not serious. It's always on the social media doing all of those dance. So my question here is,
Yeah, we
do things like that actually affect
get that a
players?
lot.
Because I've seen a lot of people talk about players. He should focus on the football. What is he doing online? Now, but you say Yamal there who expresses himself. The same with Balde and Williams. You see them always doing their dances and everything. But they're still one of the most rated teenagers in the world right now. What do you say? I have to say on that. Not you, Andy. Not you. Not you're like a dragon now, wanting to spit fire.
I think it
Mr.
depends.
Fair Play.
I think it depends. It depends on the individual involved. There are players who can have their own personal life, do some of this social media stuff, and they are still performing at a very high level. It means whatever they are doing online does not affect their football. But there are players who goes maybe a little bit too much into these things. I remember a few years ago where Granit Xhaka was at Arsenal, Alex Iwobi was at Arsenal as well. Alex Iwobi spends a lot of time on Snapchat, and sometimes he comes online and say, "Alex Iwobi, go to bed." When you begin to notice that this player is doing too much of these things and it's taking a toll on the player's body, maybe he's not having enough sleep and stuff like that, it begins to affect the player's performances. You
They are
can
subbing
actually
off
say,
you. I
yes, it does
mean,
affect. But there are
they're
players
taking
that
him
can
off.
control it, that can manage it. They can manage it. They can actually have that moment, but at the same time, it will not affect whatever they do on the field of play. So I can't really say it does have an effect on the players or not. So it depends on the players involved.
Okay, all right.
So
So
I'm going to add this. I'm going to just add this,
in one
right?
minute,
Yeah,
please.
the thing is, Lamine Yamal is a 17-year-old, and I don't think, stopping him from social media is the best way to go about it. This present generation, that's their thing. It's social media, and you know, it, I don't think it's actually a distraction for him per se. Like what he rightfully mentioned about Iwobi, that's Snapchat and probably going clubbing. Lamine Yamal, what he does, like you said, he just dances and does his these things for fun. So I don't really see that as a problem for a 17-year-old actually.
Okay. All right. Let's just before
So
we.
I was not spitting fire there.
No. You try.
You did not mention
You
it
drink.
too.
You drink. Your body don't cool down. You don't cool down. All right. In
They
one.
just subbed him off, so maybe that's why
They
I'm
are winning
calm.
3-1. It's 82 minutes in the game, so that's it. Let's talk about the games tomorrow quickly. Just your predictions, because we've got like 2 minutes to go. We've got Barcelona.
Real
Sorry,
Madrid.
Arsenal
I'll
versus
let you go.
PSV. Quickly, Eval. How do you see that game ending?
Um, it's not. It's definitely not going to be another 7-1 win for us now, but it's at home, and I don't think Arsenal have not considered Champions League goal at home this season. So yeah, it's an opportunity for them to to keep that record. Record like that could just give you the momentum to keep trying to to do well. So I think Arsenal can still win, but they're not going to be a huge margin. So we're going to see maybe a low scoring win for Arsenal. Or they might be a bit complacent and PSG will take advantage and score a goal or two.
Okay, so Arsenal haven't
Basically,
considered the goal so far in Champions League this season. Brings out pen, right?
at home, at home.
Arsenal go Champions League.
Exactly. I was about to say that. I think that stats that he just mentioned,
Yeah.
I think, I don't think PSV will go to Emirates and not get a goal. To me, I'll still rightfully say that I strongly believe that the game might end in a 1-1 stalemate,
Okay.
or PSV might just it's going to be too difficult to call to say PSV will win at Emirates. But like I said, the body language of the Arsenal players will tell me if this my prediction might come to pass or
Okay.
not.
All right. Because
Yeah.
of time, quickly, because we've got like 1 minute to go now. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, the second leg. How is it going?
I would say we play a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Okay, well, fair enough. You're being. This is like the most realistic thing you've said so far today.
And the fact that you called Waneri a Keke and called Lamine Yamal a Lamborghini,
That was
No,
just
man,
that was just that. Hey,
completely
calm down.
throwing
That
disrespectful.
was me.
Waneri
That was
under the
just me
bus,
chasing clouds. I was chasing clouds.
man.
I was chasing clouds. Come on, it's not. No, it's Ferrari, Lamborghini. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've talked a lot about football. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Like, share, and follow us on all our platforms. My name is Sasa P, and I've had Handy and Eval, aka Mr. Fairplay, right here. Thank you so much, guys. We see you next time. Peace out.